fix up that flower, which was sort of left, unfinished in this unfinished painting anyway. Also, this most recent painting where we had the photo of the pear, which is still down there underneath all this stuff. You're trying to fix that apple up because that apple kind of is not that great. And then also we got this apple, where in our current project, which is pear, apple, and rock. So today I'm going to make a really big attempt to not turn off the microphone halfway through the live real-time watercolor painting. So let's see how that works out. I was just shocked and saddened when I saw the last real-time watercolor painting, 5 seconds in, the microphone goes out. You miss out on all the engaging commentary that, anyway, well, let's see. So we wanted to fix up the apples. We're not at all warmed up though, so what could we warm up with? How about, I don't know, how about if we just talk about how we got the 3D look on the apple, which a person asked how you do that the other day, and so that's why I made this. So let's use this as an example and just kind of warm up with that. So we're gonna get some red here, not to be too literal. This side of the apple is a pretty deep red. Let's just try to get that in there. This is I guess that's like cheap watercolor paper, the Amazon bulk watercolor paper. So anyway, anything goes since we got cheap paper. So I'll just try that, and down here is a shadow. Let's just start a shadow down here. And I don't like an outline on the apple, so having said that, I just made an outline. Now I'm gonna get some blue here, and let's just mix the blue, and I got a gray there, and let's call that a shadow red, and let's try to make the shadow there. There's a little bit of shadow here, and the downside of what we just did is we just put this in two different levels, where any identical tone is going to look the identical distance away from the viewer. So that's not really a great idea what we just did, and have it here and here, because this is kind of closer than that, but whatever. Move right along. Let's try to get this green that is in the back there. So I got this one kind of green happening here. Let's say that's good enough, and here we go. Try to get the green. Okay, there, we definitely got some green there. Let's go a more intense green now, and the suggestion, I said, how could I make my watercolors, real-time watercolor, better? I asked Perplexity, and they said, show how you organize your palette. But then I thought to myself, well, but I don't organize my palette, so it's not a good time for that. Anyway, now I got another green. Let's just try to get another green in here, and let's see about right here. You see this green, it has a lot of yellow, so I just did kind of like a outside. Now we put the yellowish in there, and now we're suffering from cheap watercolor paper. But like I said, we're just trying to warm up here. Let's see about highlight. Okay, we got a highlight. Let's see about just smearing some of this color around. Hey, that's starting to look okay. Down here, let's see if we can get down here a little bit. And if you're just joining us, we are, hey, tomato, yeah. Where is that tomato? I don't know. Oh, they're right here. This is another, famous unfinished real-time watercolor painting where, it looks okay. It's about 5.5 hours on that. I always thought we could improve the green stuff in the background. It looks great, but does not have a lot of richness and depth, so I was fantasizing about getting a doing more work on this one. But anyway, thanks for bringing up the tomato. Chef on the way. Okay, so right now we're trying to warm up because we want to do this apple and this apple. We want to add refinements and make them as sophisticated as possible. So we decided we're going to just warm up because we don't want to jump in, to watercolors ice cold. We need to, just exercise a little bit of warm up. So I got this other kind of darker red, which I'm going to try to say that, hi, that's a shadow, and okay, that looks okay. And I think we're almost warmed up here. All right, let's see. It should get a little more of that green going, like right here. That looks good. We'll come back to that some other day. This is actually my test script, like to say, hello, do we have a good color? So why don't we just take the this first red we were using, and actually we got that over here. So here's a decent red, and what is wrong with this apple is there's not a lot of depth, and there certainly is not. There's a little bit of pop, but there's not a lot of pop. I'm going to see about going down here. Let's put this shadowy color here. And oh, and another problem is this is wood pulp paper we came to find too late, so that's a big bummer, but we're just going to keep going either way. And now I really want to get paint on this area, and so what we have on the actual colors is like a green. So let's just grab this is the major green palette. So these are like 5 different kinds of green, and here I'm just taking this one, which I don't know which one it is. I think it's called deep sea green or something. And we got a lot of yellow happening. And why don't we take our test paper here and just see. It is not at all what we want, but let's see if we can get it on there anyway. So I put it right here. I don't know if that's good. We're so famous and loving that negative space in the apple stem, and I think that looks pretty good right there. So also I'm going to try to put a little pinch right here and here. That looks cool. Now let's see about getting here's like a red shadow. Try that. Now let's try to go a little more red. And see, like right here, okay. Here, these lines sort of loosely follow the contour of the apple. That might be a dumb line right there. I think it kind of is a dumb line. We're going to try to soften that, make it lighter. Okay. Nice. And let's see, we wanted to get a green, so let's just go get a green. A green that leans heavy into yellow. So could that be a green leaning heavy into yellow? Let's see. Not really. What's that? We gotta keep going here. Okay, that's cool. Now I want to take out a highlight right here. Okay, it's gone. The highlight's gone. It looks okay. This looks kind of weird right there. I'm gonna see about just get rid of that. And then let's see if we can. All right, that's fine, but trying to just get rid of a lot of that white right there. And now I'm going to try to get rid of this, but have a softer. It looks exactly the same as when we started. Okay, let's see about red right there. Okay, cool. We got some red there. And is that good? I don't know. Not really. I'm going to come right here and put a little. And I don't know if that's so great. Not really great. Possibly a little better. Let's see about just right here. what's happening here. A little bit right over here as far as the richness. We'll go here where that shadow is. Not to be too literal, but yes, that's red. This should really be green right there. We should actually, I just re-upped on a bunch of paint right here. And this one is maybe one of my most popular, often used colors, which is called Hematite Genuine, which is kind of like burnt umber. And I just got some more of that, and it's right here. And that's why I used to do oil painting a lot. And that was one big obstacle in the oil painting was not having very much in way of burnt umber. So let's see what this is. It's not really dissolving that. They say this is a Primatech color, and they say it's made out of ground up rocks. Some long story about that. I don't know. Let's see what we got now. Tester. So. Jeepers, looks kind of gray. I didn't remember it being so gray. All right, well, I got some thing that looks like Van Dyke brown. I don't know what it actually is. So let's see if we can mix these two together. What we're trying to do is get a thing for the dark area of the stem here. Because if we get that stem in there, popping and saying, hi, I'm a stem. Hey, Arya Thalwana. Thank you very much for that compliment. Much appreciated. Anybody else who made a comment? Okay, appreciate the comments. And I see my microphone is still on, so unlike last time. Hey, 3 thumbs up. Thanks so much for that. Okay, I'm going to just really make a... just going to try to leave a little... Okay. We really want this to be pronounced. Okay, that's cool, but I don't know if it was worth all that effort. Anyway, and then here's this rotten area where, there was a sticker on there, which I did not successfully pull off. Let me try a little shadow here. This is a very warm color. And I spent so much time mixing it. Let's find another meaningful place for it. Okay. I don't know if that helped us or not. Maybe that should come out to here. Why not? And that looks pretty good. And this, I don't know. I want to take I want to have a more dramatic, so I was getting ready for Halloween, got this thing rolling around. Really, the other day before I set this up, I was going to put this inside a bagel and say, okay, we're going to go Halloween themed for the next painting, but I don't know, it just didn't get any traction. Here I wanted to put a nice dark right here just to really say, hi, I'm the stem. And I think we can probably come down one side, and that looks pretty horrible. Let's make the whole thing lighter so it's more subtle. And then it's actually the bottom of the stem is kind of like a pale white with a hint of green. So while I very rarely use the color white, I think for this stem I'm just going to see about putting white here. And let's see if that could blend a little bit. And not really blending, oh, maybe a little bit. I'm going to lean into the Van Dyke brown thing, and let's see if we can just go a little bit right here. All right, now we're starting to talk stem. This is turning into a stem. I think that looks good. And I guess we could just try a little fine line there. I don't know if that line was good, that last one. I think not. Maybe. Yeah, looks okay. All right, I think the stem's happening. Let's work on this stem while we're at it. You know, I got these beautiful colors mixed up that say, "Hi, I'm a stem." So here, this is a very uh, dark shadow right there, and then right here we do have a loose representation for the other part of the stem. Let's see about this stem's kind of golden, you know, a warm golden color. I got a paint color here called LSU Red Gold. Not that we want to be using any straight paint, but out of the tube. But if we mix this with this little thing here, maybe we can get something happening for that stem. Okay. I don't know if that looks good or not. We'll see. I don't know. It doesn't look any worse. And now I want to go. I'm going to take this and see about making a yellow shadow. This is the hematite Primatite color mixed with yellow. I'm just trying to see if we can get a shadow for this bottom edge of that pear, so we can smooth out the transition here between the that brush is not going to be sufficient for the job. We get a more robust brush here. Okay, that's good. Okay, that looks kind of good. And here we want to get rid of this. If you look back to when we first started this particular thing here, we were very loose, but I guess like right now I could say we are anything but loose, right? Okay, and then here I wanted to break this up. So just by putting some water, light color here, we're just trying to break into the what do you call it? The dark area, which looked great, you know, right at the beginning to say hello or the stem, but now it is just looks too intense and too graphic. You know, I'm just gonna see about making this a little bit. Okay. I don't know where we're at there. Okay, now I want to get the same dark we put on the top there and just try to go right here and say I am the complicated part of the top of the stem, and that looks okay. And this shadow in red, I guess that's good. We're gonna leave it like that for now. I think when we did these reds here, we thought, okay, that's the shadow, the area that is coming closest to the viewer. Hey, 4 thumbs up. Thanks so much for that, everybody. That's very much appreciated. Okay, and then, you know, right here is the most intense part of shadow since we got our dark here. I'm just going to go right there. If you look at this, unfortunately, you really can't see the subject's the same angle I'm looking at it, but believe me when I tell you that this most intense dark in the shadow is right here and maybe right here. Oh, and by the way, there was this single light source that we started. Is that on? Oh, let's see. Oh, I guess the power went out, so. Okay, let's see now. Okay. And let's quickly review the single light source. Oh, there it is. Okay. So there's a single light source on this composition, and that just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyway, we're trying to beef up this apple. I think we're going in the right direction. I'd like to also maybe just make it very high. So I got this dark. I just want to put a very fine line right there. That was okay. That's looking good. And I don't know if we want to clean up this line just slightly. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Anyway, and what about this little sliver of light? And you know what? I guess the apple is coming along. 21 minutes. Well, let me just say thank you to everybody who came by and real-time watercolor painting. We were going to beef up this apple, which we did. I thought we could beef up this apple because it just could use some beefing up, and then, you know, I thought we could work on this flower because we never actually did the center of the flower. So I got a new flower model here from the same plant, which is actually a weed that's growing in my backyard, and I put it in some water, and the objective is to paint this center area, and maybe this whole painting will come all together. I don't know, but anyway, I appreciate everybody came. I got to take a short break, and then I'm going to return, and we're going to continue working on this apple, that flower. And gosh, I want to do something new. If anyone got any suggestions what to do for the next subject, please drop it in the comments, okay? And I'll see you very soon. Bye.